Okay, so this is my advanced tutorial for machine passage. Machine passage here, using wheelie scooter. It's fastest vehicle, faster than Rocket, but a little bit harder. So, same deal, I'll be using emulator. We got save states, got input display and stuff. I'm assuming you understand the basics of scooter. If not, Pearstrike has a video, which I guess I can link in the description about general scooter mechanics. Set a save state here. Starting off here with D-pad spin dash on the right side. And I kind of use the D-pad here to control the whole thing, because there's not really any point in like switching, like moving the thumb at the beginning. If you do want to, you can. You can switch the joystick, and then you can do this. You can do that spin dash with the joystick if you want. For like single places where I usually do D-pad spin dashes, you can actually you can use the joystick and flick down. So I'll show it off here. So like, if you flick down, you won't fling off as far to the left. You can land up here, and if you do it elegantly, then like, for the first half here, when you land, if you get it really, really good, and if you like don't hit that panel right there, then if you land, you can do a spin dash and then zip down along this wall, and then it's like super fast if you get that. I think it's even faster than doing this strat where we fly down below. So let me show it off, maybe. Well, I didn't get it, but if you get the release, then you land over here, and you can do that. But it's quite difficult, so I would recommend just going down below, which will happen if you use a D-pad. You want to land on this left rail, okay. And then get over there again, so I can show off what to do. So it stays right there, and then, so what I do is how do I do this? Yeah. So I start a quick spin while on the rail, but then don't press anything else, just a simple left right. Oh my god. Simple left right. But then once I land on the ground here, I just hold right, and then that's how I time A for getting the spin dash there. And then the spin dash will drop you down, and then once you land on the ground is when you release A. Might be technically faster, I think, a little bit if you release A when you're like. If you manage to release A like right here, then you'll launch that speed off. You'll launch into the air with that speed. That should technically be faster, but it's a very tight window, and it's almost the same speed. You'll just land down here, or maybe like over here or something like that, and then you release A, and all the speed will go forward. So you can also do this, I'm pretty sure, with the D-pad. So if you haven't switched your thumb back by then even though the D-pad turn strength is weaker, you can still get it. Just careful not to press down as you're doing it, because if you do, then sometimes weird stuff like that happens. And it's hard, or like it's easy to accidentally press down while trying to steer with the D-pad, so just keep that in mind. Here you definitely want to do a joystick spin dash, and it's just like a basic one where you just release by flicking right, and then right there's one where I think most other people do D-pad spin dash, but because D-pad spin dashes launch me too far to the right, I just use a joystick and flick down. And I think like starting around here or so is probably like right here. It's a soft wall instead of a hard wall, and flicking down helps you release. I think you release better on soft walls, so by the time you get to where you want to release, it's a soft wall, so flicking down works quite well. Or even, I think you can just like, well, yeah, I guess flicking down is the best option. Maybe flicking right might work. Not really. Okay. So, yeah, your options are either D-pad or joystick flicking down. Here, joystick, spin dash like normal. If you get it right, you'll launch into the... Let me get over there again. You want to get this maybe like on somewhere, you want to start it somewhere along like that last piece of glass, I think. And then if you release it at the right time, like after you make it around the corner, like somewhere around here, when you still have a lot of the speed, you can catch air like right here. If you see the ground angles down a tiny bit, in comparison. So you can catch air and you'll just go like flying into the cannon. If you mess that up, then let's say like you fly into this wall, you really say too late, then you can just spin dash along that left side and it'll launch or ride you into the cannon. So on spin dashing, I messed up, okay, and then just go like that, and you're good. So this far after the cannon, just kind of, you can either use joystick or D-pad. The way that I do it, D-pad is safer, but joystick has the potential to be faster. So if you notice that like I'm using joystick right now, sometimes I'll like bounce and like lose all my speed. Holding right on the joystick, if you time it poorly, you'll be a little bit too sharp of an angle to get a spin dash here. But if you time it right, then you'll be at the perfect angle to get a second one. So let me try and get a good one and a bad one. So that one was kind of a meh one. Sorry about that lag. So that was a good one, and then versus like a bad one is usually if you do that too early, then I don't know. But the other option is with D-pad, you can just go like this, and you'll get one that's decent just about every time. So you want to suck up that spike, do a down flick. Okay. This part's pretty complicated here. Okay. So you start a spin dash here, and then start a second spin dash here, flick right, release, charge. It's kind of hard to like set a safe state in here because this whole part goes really fast. But flick right in the middle. Okay, actually I'm going to try and explain what I'm doing before just trying to show it off. So you spin dash along this wall. You actually just flick left, and for some reason you get off this wall just fine, and then you smack into this wall with charge, like, even though, is this a hard wall or soft wall? I'm not sure. Yeah, this is a hard wall, but if you're going fast enough, you can charge slide on it anyway. And the same thing happens since you're going fast enough. So you'll slide over here, and then you slam into this wall, and then same thing. This is a hard wall here, but if you're going fast enough, you'll slam into it anyway. And actually, you can do the same thing if you end up like moving past the first platform and sliding along the second one. I'm pretty sure the sides of these they're hard walls as well, so it functions the same way as on this, but this is like a super hard strat, so that's why I keep messing it up. But there we go, like that. I just call it like fast and barrier strat or something. I think the Japanese like free run record had it, but then like the time attack wasn't. I kind of figured out how to make it a little more consistent, but it's still like super difficult. So that's what that looks like anyway. If you don't get it, you can just spin dash here, and then spin dash here. And that's not too much slower. So I would probably recommend that for the most part. The softball starts as soon as you get off the jump. Like right, what is it here? It's like, okay, it's as soon as you get to the red wall is where the softball starts. So you can start the spin dash anywhere before that. As long as the spin dash is started, then you'll zip along this whole thing. So you hold left in A, and then you'll end up over here. You hold right in A, end up over here, and then do that. And then, yeah, usually have spike, so that's why you don't have to worry about that plasma. But if you are slow for some reason, then you might have to forego the... you have to be really slow to mess this up, I think, but if you are going too slow, yeah, it's actually plenty of time. But then you just, I don't know, you can't wall slide on that because you'll suck up the plasma. Okay, so these little tab things here on a cycle, obviously, You just kind of gotta see it and predict. I don't remember. I think it's every 3 seconds is a whole cycle. So you could get used to knowing, and I think I used to know at some point like where they would be, especially on the end of the first lap. But I forget. But let me set a save state down here. Okay, so actually when I come in, I don't have enough. Usually don't have enough time to switch my thumb, so I just do a single joystick spin dash and then flicking down like I was mentioning. Also, if you get lucky, you can go off this jump here. If you get really lucky with the timing, or I guess it's not really luck, but if it works out, then right when the left side tabs go in, I guess every other time they go in maybe, that second jump comes up. So if you get a spin dash that like comes off here and then goes off this jump, you can sail off with a lot of speed. But I want to actually get here at a slightly different time. Can I not do that? Okay. Just that jump was messing with me. Okay, so I'll just go like that. And if you spin dash over the jump, it makes it hard to release. So keep that in mind. But well, that happened. But so you can either do 2 D-pad spin dashes here, maybe 3 if you mess up one of them, or you can do the first one with the joystick, which is what I was saying earlier. Second lap is pretty much the same thing. So, I do joystick there, but I recommend probably D-pad for most people. I'm not really sure. Same in here, joystick or D-pad depending on your level of comfort, and then which one works out better for you. Slow conveyor strat, or just, I guess, normal strat. Second spin dash there. Gotta make sure you don't suck up that wheel. If you're going slow, he can get you. If you're going fast, it won't matter. You'll just sail past him like what I did there. Where did that? Oh my god, I did the whole lap into the save state. I'm done. Okay, so if I hadn't hit that last one, then actually that would have been really good. If you're going too fast, then you can just do a charge slide on the second half of that downslope. The part that I was. I'm gonna get over there again so I can explain what I'm talking about. I don't know if I can get a good one from here, from that safe state. I don't think I can. I should mention, you can also do the same thing off the left side here. I prefer the right side. I think most people do, but you can spin dash on this left side here, and it's fine. You can do the same thing. What I was saying was, if you, which is what I almost did just before if I hadn't hit that ramp. If you land like way down here, you can just do that, and then go like that. Those Waddle Dees, they run away from you if you get too close. So normally you're going fast enough to be able to suck up one of them. You can start that spin dash a little later, but I was thinking like the last window is about the earliest you should start it. Again, grab a spike there. You can go off here instead of off that other part, especially if you flick down. So I almost showed it off, just like the messed up fast conveyor strat. Oh. But yeah, if you're going fast, you can like boost against that. You gotta be like really quick with it. Oh my god, this is way far back. Okay, let me get over there again. So if you're going fast, you can boost against. You go left and boost here, and then as soon as you make it around, you release both. Like, you have to make sure you release left, or else your angle will be bad. But if you release left and A for just a moment, and then as soon as you get to this wall, press left and A again, then it'll almost be the same as if you were sliding along this wall instead. But it's a lot harder to do. So it's a backup that ends up being more difficult, but it's something, you know. So I would say until you're very comfortable with it, I recommend just doing this lower conveyor strat. This one here. Actually, maybe that wheel doesn't mess you up. You have since you'll have spike, but. When you're dropping down, sometimes you can accidentally hit one of those plasmas or suck them up because you're holding A, so be careful of that. But I don't think there's really a lot you can do about it. There's an example I messed up, so I just spun dashed into the cannon. And you don't have to worry about exiting that spin dash or anything. Where's the save state? Is it back here? It is, okay. I'm going to get over to the cannon again, because it's one of the things I forgot to mention. Because it hasn't been an issue for me in a while, but for someone who's learning it, it might be an issue. So like I actually forgot about it, because it hasn't been an issue. But there's something that can happen if you go in the cannon at a weird angle. Just making sure I'm not hitting this wheel here. Actually, I should make sure they die, or wait for them to disappear. So I can show what I mean. Sometimes if you enter the cannon at like a weird angle or something like that, when you land, you'll be like pushed, you'll get like instantly, let's say, if you land like here-ish, you'll instantly be like pushed to the side at a weird angle. And I don't know why it happens. It used to happen when I spun dash into it, or if I entered the cannon weirdly, but it doesn't seem to happen anymore. So I don't know. But if it's happening to you, then work on trying to make your entrance to the cannon cleaner, because that's probably what's causing it. Third lap, you don't. Okay, that's important. Oh my god, this wheel's here because I let it go earlier. I'm dumb. Okay, so on the third lap, you don't need to spin here, you can just boost. Actually, you're going so fast, it makes setting up the fast conveyor strat a little bit more difficult. You get so many kills, but I don't know. Yeah, anyway. So there you have Scooter. It's quite difficult, so I wouldn't recommend trying to learn it until... Well, I mean, it depends on like how good you are with Scooter versus Rocket, but I switched when I had like just barely sub 2 with Rocket. I had like a 159.23 or something like that with Rocket, is when I started learning Scooter. And then eventually I surpassed it, and now I'm at like a 143 with Scooter. So Scooter is a lot better, eventually, but it's really hard to get to that point, so... this course has like a lot of diversity based on skill. It's like Swerve at the beginning, and then Rocket and Scooter, I think. But yeah, thanks for watching.